Welcome to the realm of Millenia, be ye man, woman, child, a spirit, creature, or a demon, be ye a native migrator, or maybe even some sort of invader into the realm. Welcome, for I am your host, the MILLENIANmailmen, here today, bringing you guys and gals another Tourism Tuesday. Alright? So sit back, relax, and please do enjoy this Tourism Tuesday, as I'll be world building for you long after you've already begun to acclimate and fit in. Right? In this Tourism Tuesday, I'm talking about dimensions and realms. Right? Dimensions and realms. I had a pop-up on my screen, I'm sorry. And the thing about dimensions and realms, it's like dimensions are going to be effectively think of it like a tic-tac-toe board, right? The way I label dimensions, as far as for the narrative purposes, right? There are different assortments of dimensions, but ultimately, you can think of dimensions to the realm of millennia as a tic-tac-toe board, extended as far as possible, right? And in this tic-tac-toe board, you can attach other tic-tac-toes to get this nice big old webbing of cube boxes that can be filled with circles or X's, right? And I say it like this because each box itself can be considered a different dimension, but at the very center is the dimension that we call the realm of Millenia, right? So each one of these boxes that separates the dimensional barriers is going to be part of the multiverse that we consider to be different realm. No, be careful with the wording here. They're all different dimensions, right? So one box is going to be the Marvel universe, the DC universe, the Mario Luigi universe, the Hunter x Hunter universe, the JJK universe, the Invincible universe, the Disney universe, the Princess universe, this, that, the blah, 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 blah. I think I just walked through a web. Right? Now, each one of these boxes on the grid of tic-tac-toe boards are various borders to one dimension to another. Right? And if you were to somehow go outside the constraints of your defined universe, you would make it into another dimension, another universe, right? Now, the realm of Millenia is so unique. Hold on, before I get there. Anything and everything in your universe is guided by its laws of physics, if you will. And every time, even so much as a single change occurs to your laws of physics, that would constrain you to the limits of a different dimension. So in the Marvel universe, the laws of physics predicate that it's possible to disseminate between most average humans to inhumans to mutants and Asgardian gods and deities, Greek pantheon deities, so on and so forth, right? That's the laws of physics without breaking any truthful constraints there. You can have a multitude of superhuman peoples and persons because it doesn't break the laws of physics there, right? Even if you were to delve into the concept of the John Wick assassins or John Constantine's spiritual magic and mysticisms, all that still fits in the Marvel universe without breaking any laws of physics that apply to that dimension. Go next door to the DC universe, DC Comics, right? If you were to go to that universe, you have entities like Zatanna, you have people akin to the Green Lantern societies, You have Superman, Batman, Joker, in all their forms and versions across their version of the multiverse, right? You change any one law of physics and you go into the different dimensions, right? And that is the difference between the dimensions there, right? Now, in the realm of Millenia, the center of the universe, there's a unique aspect here where if you're born native to the realm of Millenia and not born on the fringes where the physics can kind of get a little bit wacky, right? If you're born in the realm of Millenia, you can easily traverse the myriad of dimensional barriers with ease, right? But if you're born on those fringes, it effectively assimilates and corrupts your genetic code so that it's relatively impossible for you to transverse and get out of those dimensional barriers unless you have a pure bloodline to the realm of Millenia. So, to put that in perspective, like the Great Beyonders from the DC universe and the way the DC universe talks about the edge of the galaxies, right? There's this wall that assimilates you if you try to escape the constraints of the universe, right? There is a narrative box, and you're not, even if you can color outside the lines, the people in this dimension of universe called the DC universe, you cannot escape it. Because even if you can color outside the borders, like you're not supposed to, the mere concept of each character cannot escape the constraints of this box that some random named Schrodinger done made. Unlike the Great Beyonders, who can come from the Great Beyond, go further than the edges of the universe, because you guys suck. We're better than you, right? The Great Beyonders can go past that narrative edge of the universe border into a different dimension, as the realm of Millenia would say, and as they would say, just go beyond the universe itself, right? The reason the Great Beyonders can go across, per the narrative of the realm of Millenia, is that they're not natives to your little backwash urban society, right? The Great Beyonders aren't native to there, right? And in the narrative perspective of Realm of Millenia, the Great Beyonders could still be human, right? The only reason they're seen and look like alien beings, entities instead of human, despite being human themselves, is that, hey, your puny little brain can't understand what human looks like. So you're like passively showing me with this weird alien figure when I am definitely handsomer than you. You don't even look human, man, or woman. Don't disrespect me. I am man. Okay? I am wholly man. I am more handsome than you, but your puny little brain can't fathom how handsome I am, so it makes me look ugly in your mind. I ain't stressing. Right? Symmetra. It's beautiful. But yeah, lovely, lovely. I'm crossing the street. I see the light changing colors. I couldn't have that. Sorry for the pause. Right? So, for the perspective of like the edge of the universe that the DC Comics has, that is how that makes sense, right? Go far enough, you get to the edge of the dimensional barriers, and that's what each small pocket of the universe would call the end of the universe to them. Because, like, one, it's a great accomplishment for you to reach the edge of the border, for you to even discuss what this concept of things, because the universe is so truly large. right? The fact that you can make it to the edge of your known universe and available universe is already a great accomplishment, right? The fact that you made it to the edge of the universe, great accomplishment. But no, it's just the edge of your dimension. It's not the whole universe, you lame-o. You're just lame, right? You can only be considered like a true threat or a true anything when you can traverse the dimensions. And most of you can't even do that. You're lame, you suck. So, yeah. It's like, you stink. You can't even get past your own dimensional barriers or anything, right? And that's why the great beyonders are like, losers. You think you have all this power. You can't even traverse the dimensional borders. You're so losers. We are the beyonders because we come beyond the dimensional barriers. Oh, you thought you made it to the edge of a universe? You made it to the edge of a dimension amongst the myriad dimensions, right? You think we have the ability to travel the multiverse? We have the ability to travel your multiverse with ease, because you're not traveling amongst actual myriad of universes. You're just traversing your different timelines, you losers. Right? You can't fathom how handsome I really am. I'm as handsome as the person reading my novel right now. Okay? I'm as handsome as the audience. You're just a loser. You just can't understand how pretty I am. It's like, pretty? Yes, she's woman, I'm man. Can you not tell the difference? You racist. Golly, dude. It's like, no, I don't. I'm son of Odin, please. I didn't mean any disrespect. I just can't tell you apart. Racist. Get out of my face. Right? So, oh yeah. So like the DC and the Marvel universes, they'd just be considered pocket. Well, no. Be particular with your words. They'd be considered dimensions, right? Now, in the realm of Millenia dimension, the center of the universe that can traverse all the dimensions, right? You can have this thing called pocket dimensions, right? Where you have these portable little dimensional pockets that can coincide and exist from within other dimensions, namely the realm of Millenia, right? Right. So you could pick up the laws of physics and create effectively a sphere where those laws of physics can exist within this little snow globe pocket that is considered a pocket universe, a pocket dimension, right? Because the laws of physics in the realm of Millenia is that any and everything can integrate with the great Millenia system. The great Millenia system is above darn near everything, right? So the one law of physics here is that everything can integrate, right? Not to say everything will integrate, but everything can. So no matter how weird and backside the laws of physics are on the outer fringes of a different dimension, it can integrate. And that's where the concept of these pocket dimensions and how they are possible and can coincide and exist here, because everything can integrate. That is the main law of physics here. Right? Where in our universe, the law of gravity and theory of relativity from Einstein are like the end-all be-all existences aside from magic that we just don't understand yet, right? That is our real world concept of the laws of physics. The biggest, highest concept in the realm of Millenia is everything can integrate, but not everything will integrate. And that's where this aspect of like many dimensional pockets, these spherical snow globes that can be entered and exited, come to fruition here. Like, hey, I have a small little pocket dimension we can escape to if we ever really need to, right? Bind it to someone so it doesn't stick out like a snow globe and gets destroyed while we're inside, okay? Ooh, what's that little thing there you got? Oh, this thing, it's called I'm pretty sure I'll probably name it the Marvelous Dimension, because everything in here is just a marvel to behold. Excelsior, you know? I don't know what that word is, but sure. Right? It's a Marvel pocket dimension that belongs to the dimension of Marvel universe, right? This is the sphere of the DC universe in a little pocket dimension version of it, which you can call an alternate timeline for the DC universe, with the real DC universe way the fuck over there on the outer fringes of the Realm of Millenia. It's like, hey, neighbor. Anything can, not everything will integrate. Hello, neighbor. I threw up a little bit in my own mouth. Didn't want you to see that. But yes, Realm of Millenia, right? And that's going to be the video here today on the Realm of Millenia dimensions and various dimensions of the Realm of Millenia. I decided to only talk about those two, but the same is still true, right? For other dimensions and other comic and animes. There can be a dimension for Hunter x Hunter, JoJo Bizarre Adventures. There can be a dimension for the Pixie Club High School. Across the street, there's a car coming with its headlights blaring my eyes. Dimension of Hellfire Club, the dimension of golly, what time is it? The cars are coming out. I don't think it took that long to go 2 miles. Gee whiz. What time is it? Dang, it's already 5:30. I left at 3. I was walking pretty slow today. I was going pretty slow. Anywho, I digress, right? But yes, the same is true for all the dimensions here. All of them, right? Where there's a dimension for all these different alternative comic and television universes. The universe of Adam's Family, the universe of pick a storyline, anyone. The universe of Harry Potter, the universe of pick 'em. They all have their place in the Realm of Millenia. I'm telling you, it took a long, hard time to make sure I wrote a narrative and a plot line to integrate everything so it could be diverse as possible. So I promise you all my loopholes are covered on paper, even if I don't often perfectly articulate it, right? So, yes, I did cover all the loopholes. It took many years, many moons it took to cover all the bases before I actually started writing the end-to-end book outside of my guidelines. But I'm writing the actual book. I'm working on the actual book writings, and this has been my video on how dimensions work in the Realm of Millenia. I will do another one on how the different various realms in the Realm of Millenia work. But oh yes, higher realm to lower realm will be one of the next ones, as I try to go as long as possible without talking about time and how time works. Since someone wants to hate on the awesome success of my Tourism Tuesdays, I try to diversify it and give you a break from talking about time. Golly. So picky, guys. But yes, I will go a little bit longer without talking about time and how time works. But yes, sure. This has been my video on dimensions. Leave a like if you like what I had to say, or at least how I said it. Comment on the comment section down below your questions, comments, concerns. And you can always message me at MILLENIANmailmen@gmail.com. I check the email once a week. And I'll respond either on a Monday or a Tuesday. Comment in the comment section down below. Share the video for more exposure if you feel like it. More exposure of the channel, more exposure of the content, more exposure to the fact that I'm writing a book series called The Realm of Millenia. Plan to publish in March of 2028. And subscribe if you feel like it. Don't if you don't. Peace, love, happiness, and all the best of things to you. Bye.